Broadcasting live from the Meridics via OBS Studio Broadcast Center at Centennial Sportsplex. This is GNASH Hockey on the Middle Tennessee Sports Network, and it's good to be back as we are ready for our first broadcast of 2023. We hope you had a great holiday season. We hope your new year is off to a good start. And tonight we are here on Rink A for Montgomery Bell taking on Pope Prep-CPA-GCA. A crucial game in the GNASH Cup fight. If this game ends in anything other than a win for Pope, they are out of the GNASH Cup hunt. And it will be down to just Brentwood, Ravenwood, and NBA. But the Raptors, since we last been with you, have gotten themselves into trouble. And their GNASH Cup hopes are suddenly hanging by a thread, as they have played 2 games since the holiday season ended, and they have not gotten good results out of them. We need to go over a whole lot of scores. It has been a while since we were last with you. We were with you back on December 7th, the last night of play before the holiday break, so we need to go over the scores from that week, plus last Wednesday, and we've got a final from tonight in the books. So we go all the way back to December 5th. Mount Juliet Green Hill Lebanon beat Montgomery Bell 5-2. Centennial beat Independence 3-2. Summit Page beat USNBA Nashville Christian 3-2. Pope Prep-CPA-GCA beat the Rutherford Rampage 10-2. Franklin BGA beat Father Ryan 7-2. Yeah, Deuce is wild on December the 5th. Except for a couple of games. Tennessee Outlaws beat Station Camp Liberty Creek 8-4. Nolensville Ensworth Lipscomb beat Hendersonville Beach 9-3. On December 7th, Ravenwood beat Mount Juliet Green Hill Lebanon 4-2. Hendersonville Beach beat Station Camp Liberty Creek 6-4. Brentwood Rampage 7-4. That game knocked Mount Juliet Green Hill Lebanon and Franklin BGA out of the GNASH Cup hunt. And USNBA Nashville Christian beat Independence 6-3. Then in return to play last Wednesday, Pope Prep-CPA-GCA beat Ravenwood 4-2. If Ravenwood had managed to win that game, they would have knocked Pope out of the GNASH Cup hunt. MBA beat Father Ryan 5-0. Nolensville Ensworth Lipscomb beat Centennial 5-4. Summit Page beat Station Camp Liberty Creek 7-0. And the one of the 2 games that have already been completed tonight in the books, Ravenwood and Franklin BGA ending in a 3-3 tie. Franklin actually went up 2-0. They were up 2-1 at the end of the second. Ravenwood took the lead with 3.5 minutes to go, but Franklin scored the tying goal with, let's look at the box score here, 2 minutes and 41 seconds to go. Wow. So Franklin, who were beaten, how bad did Ravenwood beat them back in October? I got to go look that up. I think Ravenwood beat them 8-0 if I'm not mistaken. Let me look that up real quick before we go on to the standings. Yeah, Ravenwood beat Franklin 8-0 on October 17th, and Franklin over 3 months later, or over 2 months later, managed to get a 3-3 tie as revenge. Almost won the game. Wow. The other 5-15 games, Summit Page and Centennial, that game has not had its final posted yet. So we're going to have to wait on that. Anyway, so let's go to the standings. First up, the Phase 3 standings, because it is the records from Phase 3 that will determine the playoff tournament seedings. Brentwood leading Tier 1 at 3-0. Ravenwood now 2-1-1 after the tie tonight. Mount Juliet Green Hill Lebanon and Pope Prep-CPA-GCA both 2-2. MBA 1-1-1. Franklin BGA 1-1-1. Father Ryan 1-3. The Rampage at the bottom of the standings at 0-2-1. Tier 2, Nolensville Ensworth Lipscomb leading at 2-0-1. Summit Page 2-1-1. The Outlaws at 2-0. Centennial and Nashville BGA Christian, or USNBA Nashville Christian, both 2-1. Hendersonville Beach 2-2. Independence 0-3, and Station Camp Liberty Creek are at 0-4. The GNASH Cup standings now. Again, the GNASH Cup standings combining the records of those 6 teams in Tier 1 that have been in Tier 1 for the entirety of the regular season. Brentwood leading at 8-1-1. Ravenwood at 8-2-1 now. MBA 7-2-1. Pope Prep-CPA-GCA 6-4-1. Their hopes hanging on by a thread. Mount Juliet Green 11, they were knocked out on December the 7th. Their record 4-6-1. Their GNASH Cup record 4-6-1. And Franklin BGA, they were also knocked out on December 7th. Their GNASH Cup record now after the tie tonight with Ravenwood 2-5-3. So we're waiting on the final for Centennial Summit Page. That game was played over on Rink B here at Centennial. Got underway at 5:15, just like the Ravenwood Franklin game. Going on right now over on Rink B, Rutherford against Mount Juliet. Senior nights beginning tonight. Senior night for Mount Juliet. They were up 4-0 early in the second over Rutherford. Bellevue Rink 2, 6:50. Senior night for the Outlaws as they take on Hendersonville. Most recent update near the midway point of the game, 2-1 Hendersonville. Coming up in just a few minutes here on Rink A at Centennial, MBA taking on Pope. It is senior night for the Big Red. 8:15 over on Rink B, Independence taking on Station Camp Liberty Creek. Battle of the 2 OANs in Tier 2. And at 8:25 on Rink 2 in Bellevue, Nolensville Innsworth Lipscomb taking on USNBA Nashville Christian. As both teams continue to chase. Well, Nolensville currently hold the top spot in Tier 2. That depends on if Summit beats Centennial or not, but still. All right, let's talk about the two teams playing the featured game tonight. Montgomery Bell taking on Pope Prep. First up, MBA, coached by J.P. Dumont, as the senior night ceremony for MBA is getting underway right now. And right now they are honoring the senior members of the JV team. All right, so what we're going to do is look over the last 5 results for MBA, last five game results for the Big Red, dating back to November 9th when they beat Mount Juliet Green 11 and 2-0. Then they closed phase 1 of the regular season with a 4-0 loss to Ravenwood on November the 14th. Then they opened up phase 3 with a 3-3 tie against the Rampage on November 30th. Then suffered a 5-2 loss to Mount Juliet Green 11 on December 5th. And then last Wednesday in their first game back from the holiday break, beat Father Ryan 5-0. So here are the stats for the Big Red coming into tonight's game. Lee Guy is the team's leading scorer. He has 25 points from 18 goals and 7 assists. Cooper Green is the second leading scorer with 15 points from 5 goals and 10 assists. Matt Moore has 11 points from 4 goals and 7 assists. Trey Wicks, 7 points from 6 goals and an assist. Trace Graham, 7 points, all from assists. Cam Kinzer, 5 points, all from assists. Emmett Castile, 4 points from a goal and 3 assists. Ed Herlitzka, 4 points, all from assists. Alex Dubé, 3 points from a goal and 2 assists. Caleb Kirkland and Lucas Tarquin, each with a point from a goal. And Michael Datillo and Brandon Frimgen, each with a point from an assist. On to goalie play. Hunter Wick has played in the vast majority of the Big Reds games. He has played in 9 of them. His record 7-1-1, 7 wins, 1 loss, 1 tie. He's played 378 minutes, goals against average of 1.78. It should be 1.80. 2 shutouts. He's allowed 16 goals on 209 shots, turned away the other 193. His save percentage in the regular season so far is .920. Aiden Becker's played in 1 game. That was the 5-2 loss to Mount Juliet on December 5th, so his record is 0-1. He played the full 42 minutes, allowed 5 goals on 15 shots, turned away the other 10. His save percentage in the regular season so far is .670. On to Pope Prep-CPA-GCA, coached by Justin Clark, as we peer over the results of their last 5 games coming into tonight. dating back to their Phase 1 finale on November 7th with 3-2. And then November 28th, they opened up Phase 3 with a 3-2 loss. Phase 3 with a 3-2 loss to Mount Juliet Green 11, and then lost to Brentwood 3-0 on November 30th. Bounced back with a 10-2 beatdown of Rutherford on December the 5th, and then last Wednesday, the 4-2 win over Ravenwood. So here are the regular season stats for Pope coming into tonight. Isaac Rice is the team's leading scorer. He has 18 points from 8 goals and 10 assists. Jacob Sullivan, 17 points from 9 goals and 8 assists. Cash Brannian, 11 points from 6 goals and 5 assists. Eric Kilberg, 10 points from 3 goals and 7 assists. Carter Morrison, 6 points from 3 goals and 3 assists. Nick Gentile, 4 points from a goal and 3 assists. Nick Pellegrino, 3 points from a goal and 2 assists. Clay Roach, 3 points from 2 goals and an assist. Actually, he should be above Nick Pellegrino on my stats here since he has more goals. Nick Hollis also with 3 points from a goal and 2 assists. Jack Davis is a point from a goal, and Ian Sullivan, Owen Gilliam, Cade Ziemendorf, and Saxon Clements all have a point from an assist. On to goalie play. Anthony Pellegrino has played in the majority of Pope's games. He's played 9. His record 5-3-1. He's played 378 minutes. Goals against average of 2.22. 2 shutouts. He's allowed 20 goals on 191 shots, turned away the other 171. His save percentage in the regular season so far is .900. Rowan Cass has played in just 1 game, which Pope won, so his record 1-0. Played the full 42 minutes, allowed 2 goals on 15 shots, turned away the other 13. His save percentage in the regular season is .870. And they had, in the game against Brentwood on November 30th, they had to get into the pool and borrow Justin Yanuchili from the Outlaws. Pope lost that game, so his record 0-1. He played the full 42 minutes, allowed 3 goals and 27 shots, turned away the other 24. His save percentage in the regular season, well, his save percentage in the regular season as a Pope goalie, .890. As the senior night ceremony for Pope is, I think, just about over. Yeah, the guys working the PA have left the little booth here, so yeah, that is over. And now the seniors will all get together and take a group photo, and then they'll roll up that little mat they brought out for the parents to stand on so they didn't have to stand directly on the ice. And then we can get warm-ups going. If you follow our social media pages, as I once again check and see if we have a final from... Oh, Centennial beat Summit Page 3-2, so a big win for the Cougars as they continue to chase the 1 seed for the Hein Cup. And that group photo done now. So we should be getting warm-up going here in just a few moments. Zamboni doors now being closed. The Zamboni's already gone over the ice, so all the officials have to do is put the nets into place and we can start the 3-minute warm-up. But as I said, if you're following our social media pages, on Saturday we posted how Pope can still win the GNASH Cup. However, it's not going to be easy. After tonight, they only have 2 games left in the regular season, against Father Ryan on January 18th and against Franklin BGA 2 weeks from tonight on January 23rd. That'll be their regular season finale. Pope have to win their last 3 games. They have to win tonight, then they have to beat Ryan, then they have to beat Franklin. They have to go 3-0 in their last 3 games. Otherwise, they're out. Then they need Brentwood in their 4 remaining games to finish with at least a record of 2 losses and 2 ties. They need Ravenwood to finish with 1 loss and 3 ties in their 4 remaining games. Well, 3. Their 4th to last game was denied against Franklin, and of course they tied. So that's 1 tie down, 3 more to go, plus a loss. And they need MBA to finish their last 4 games with a record of at least 1 win, 1 loss, and 2 ties. This is because in that scenario, all 4 teams would finish with 19 points. But Pope would finish the GNASH Cup fight with 9 wins, whereas the other 3 would all finish with 8 wins. So Pope would win the GNASH Cup on the most wins tiebreaker, having 9 to the other 3 teams' 8. So if that were to happen, there would still be no guarantee that Pope would be the 1 seed for the GNASH or for the Predators Cup. Because remember, we're only using the records from this part of the regular season that began back on November 28th to seed the tournaments. So Pope right now are 2-2. If they win their last 3 games, they'll finish 3-2 or 5-2. But Mount Juliet are also 2-2, and if they win their last 3 games, they too will finish 5-2. So in that scenario, you would have to throw out the first tiebreaker, which is most wins, because they both finished phase 3 5-2. Then you have to go to the second tiebreaker, which is head-to-head. And that's where Mount Juliet would get the 1 seed in the Preds Cup above Pope, because they beat Pope 3-2 on the first night of phase 3 on November 28th. So yeah, Pope could still win the GNASH Cup, or could win the GNASH Cup and still not be the 1 seed for the Preds Cup, because we have different rules as to how we decide the GNASH Cup winner and as to how we're seeding the tournaments. Yeah. But if Pope lose tonight, or if the game even ends in a tie, they're out. Won't matter. As the warm-up clock is run down to 0. These 2 teams met on October the 17th, and it was a heartbreaking loss for Pope. It was 2-2. Lee Guy scored the game winner with about 25 seconds to go. It's hard to believe it's been over 2 months since then. This is the 3rd to last week of the regular season, by the way. With those 2 games from earlier tonight already in the books, NBA, Centennial Summit, and Franklin Ravenwood, there are now 28 games remaining. Some in progress, a couple in progress, 1 about to be in progress, and 2 more on the verge of being in progress. So after tonight, we'll only have 23 games left in the regular season. And after Wednesday night's play, we'll only have 19 left. Hunter Wick already in goal for NBA. Anthony Pellegrino in goal for Pope. For this first period, Pope will carry the puck from my left to right and NBA from my right to left. Can Pope continue a late run and avenge a heartbreaking loss to NBA from October? We'll see as the game is underway. And the Knights icing the puck from their own end of the ice, and that took just 8 seconds off the clock. There is a chance, draw to the left of Pellegrino. Well, I'll get to that in a moment as Pope win the draw. Jack Davis on the near side, trying to get it over to the far side. Alex Dubé jumping in front of him. Puck on the far boards across the way. Lee Guy near the half wall, trying to has it. He has it, shot from the right circle, turned away by Pellegrino, and then he turned away the rebound try as well. Puck on the far boards again. And the puck will be brought out to center and sent into the NBA zone by Jacob Sullivan. Puck behind the net, Sullivan getting tied up a bit with Ed Herlitzka. Now puck passed ahead to Lee Guy, deflected off his stick, right wing side of the Pope zone, but nobody in a maroon sweater is with him, so he has to leave it and go to the bench for a change. Matt Moore in the left wing corner getting knocked down by Nick Gentile. Trace Graham trying to put the puck out in front. Unable to get to it was Eli Stark. Puck back at center, now passed ahead to Matt Moore, back inside the Pope zone, but he had it taken away. Now here's Stark sending it back in from atop the red line. Puck behind the net. Whipped around the boards to the near side by Carter Morrison. Now here is Clay Roach into the NBA zone. Right wing side, shot, score, wow! Clay Roach on the first shot on goal of the game for Pope. Fires the puck into the back of the net from right in tight at the left-hand post. And it's 1-0 Pope with 12:18 to go in the first. Draw in by NBA. Cooper Green wanted to do a cross-ice diagonal forward pass to Lucas Tarquin, who suddenly started moving to his right. So that pass banks off the boards and goes deep into the Pope zone for an icing. Draw is going to be to the right of Wick. Draw one by NBA, and the puck sent on goal from their own their own goal line. Anthony Pellegrino having to turn it away. He practically backed up into his own net. That was Cooper Green with that dump in that ended up being on goal. Puck on the left wing side of the Pope zone. Put out in front by Ethan Moore, but intercepted and cleared out by, I think, Clay Roach. Puck back in the NBA zone now. Puck now in the right wing corner. Isaac Rice wanted to put it out in front, but the Big Red have it now. Carried to center by Brandon Fremgen. Left wing side of the Pope zone with the puck taken off his stick and cleared. Patrick Sullivan, right wing side of the NBA zone. He's going in front of the net. A shot. Oh, did he miss? No. Getting a piece of it was Wick. Puck passed up top to Nick Gentile, and then puts it on the inboards and comes around to the far side. Clearing attempt held in at the left point by Carter Morrison. Sends it back around. Puck backhanded, a no-look backhanded pass out in front by Jacob Sullivan, but that was swatted down, and the Big Red able to clear it eventually for an icing. 10:37 to go in the first, still 1-0 Pope. Draw is going to be to Wick's left. Wednesday night, we're going to bring you the Outlaws in Centennial. Draw is to the left of Wick. Be on the air at 7:05 for a 7:10 faceoff. By the way, an update on the Outlaws Hendersonville game. It's still 2-1 Hendersonville at the end of 2 as a shot right off the draw from Cash Brannion misses the net. Puck right out in front, but nobody in a white sweater able to get to it, and it was cleared out by Caleb Kirkland. Caleb Kirkland, the sophomore who got his first varsity goal the other night against Father Ryan. And the puck poked off the stick of Emmett Castile, another sophomore, as he crossed into the Pope zone. It was Carter Morrison playing D there. Puck back in the Pope end, cleared out, or NBA end, excuse me, cleared out by the Big Red, but then sent right back in by Nick Gentile. It's on the left wing side, and it goes just back, or it just goes back out to center, and Carter Morrison able to dump it right back in. Pope in that game, the first game between these two on October 17th, had leads of, I think, 1-0 and 2-1. Or NBA managed to come back and win 3-2 late. Big tie-up for the puck on the side of the neutral zone near the Pope end. Puck eventually dug out and then sent into the NBA zone, but it's sent out of play. 9:15 to go in the first, still 1-0 Pope. Draw's going to be right at center ice. No, actually, it's going to be, well, they were lining up on the dot across from the NBA bench right in front of the bleachers, but then the official was like, no, it's right at center. Pope with a puck. Nick Collis in his own zone. Tried to pass ahead, intercepted and held in by Trey Wick on the left wing side. A shot knocked away by Anthony Pellegrino. Now here's Jacob Sullivan, right wing side of the NBA zone. Tried to push the puck around an NBA defender and chase it back down, with the Big Red able to clear. That Big Red defender in question was Ed Herlitzka. Nick Pellegrino passing to the far side, and Hollis, who tried to pass up the far boards. Tracked down eventually by Jacob Sullivan. Handing the puck back off to Nick Pellegrino. Anthony's twin brother, both of them freshmen. And now here's Eric Kilberg, left wing side of the NBA zone, passing it deep down the wall. Puck in the left wing corner. Now passed off, and a shot over the net from the top of the left circle misses by Jacob Sullivan. Big Red able to clear, icing waved off as it goes back deep in the Pope zone, tracked down by Nick Hollis just inside the left wing corner, and he'll pass it up the far boards out to center. Possessed for a moment by Alex Dubé. Puck back in the NBA zone, up but offside call against Pope. They had a couple of players over the line, and it was touched up offside by Patrick McCarthy. 7:49 to go in the first, still 1-0 Pope. Draw on the dot across from the NBA bench, won by the Big Red. They get it into the Pope zone. And puck's going to be carried out by Isaac Rice. Rice, right wing side of the NBA zone. Dropping below the goal line, wanted his center. Now he carries the puck around the back of the net, comes out to the left wing. Patrick McCarthy. Now puck out at center, sent back into the NBA zone by Nick Gentile, but cleared right out. And then sent back in by Jack Davis. It was cleared out by Cam Kinzer. There's Nick Gentile on the left wing boards with a shot that's gloved and held onto by Hunter Wick. 6:57 to go in the first, still 1-0 Pope, as they have been the better team on puck possession so far. Draw going to be to Wick's right. Pope kept it in the zone. Eric Kilberg around the back of the net, out to the left wing side. Puts the puck behind the net. Jacob Sullivan on the right wing, trying to go to the front of the net, get off a backhander that was slowed up by an NBA stick. Sullivan with it again on the left wing side. Puck poked away from him by Ethan Moore. Puck in the left wing corner now. Puck ends up behind the net, whipped around the boards to the near side by Ed Herlitzka, but held in and sent back deep by Nick Pellegrino. And the puck cleared down ice, but icing waved off because it went past Nick Hollis, who was right up against the far boards as it went down. Puck in the Pope zone. Oh, and as it comes out in front to him, he tried a one-timer and whiffed on it. That was Lucas Tarquin. Puck now all the way back in the NBA zone. Michael Datillo controlling. And he tried to clear, and it ended up being flicked into the netting above the glass on the bleachers side of the ice. Well, it looked like it was flicked there by Patrick Sullivan, but they say it was Datillo who last touched it, so draw's going to be to the right of Hunter Wick. 5:32 left in the first, still 1-0. Pope. Draw one by NBA, puck on the far boards, but intercepted. Isaac Rice moving into the left circle, a shot blocked. Now here's Carter Morrison, dropping it back to Rice, moving down the left wing side, and he backhands it from the circle. Trying to clear it out, but it's held in by Nick Gentile. Here's Carter Morrison, left point. Passing down to Isaac Rice. Morrison moving along the blue line to the right wing side, drops the puck down the wall. Back behind the net. Cash Brannion. Try to put out in front, and Clay Roach, who has the only goal of the game, with a shot that went off an NBA stick, and then a one-timer from Carter Morrison. Missed the net to the left of Wick. Puck out at center. Morrison passing ahead to Brannion, who re-enters the NBA zone on the right wing side. Tried to put the puck out in front, but it went off the post to the left of Wick. Trying to clear it out was Ethan Sides. Was held in at the right point, and now Cooper Green flipping it through the air and out to center. Knocked down right at the Pope blue line by Carter Morrison. He passes up the far side to Rice. Rice moves back into the NBA zone, trying to go to the right wing side. Hands it off Nick Gentile, a shot, stopped and held onto by Wick. Both sides were just 4 shots on goal here in the first period, but Pope have the 1-0 lead with 3:57 left in the opening frame. As I said a few minutes ago, there is a chance for a playoff seed to be clinched this week. If Station Camp lose tonight to Indy and then on Wednesday night against USNBA Nashville Christian, they will be the 8th seed for the Henry Hine Cup. Draw is to the left of Wick. Won by NBA, and they get it out. Brought into the Pope zone on the left wing side. Trying to pass across was Matt Moore. He was looking for Lee, or he was either looking for Lee Guy or Trey Wick. I think it may have been Guy, but it missed Guy. Now a one-timer on the right point, deflected into the left wing corner by a Pope stick. Puck backhanded up to the right point, and a shot bounced through the crease and wide. A shot coming from Evan Smith. Nick Hollis passing up the near board. Intercepted at center and dumped back into the Pope zone by Cam Kinzer. There's Eric Kilberg. Bringing the puck into the NBA zone on the left wing. A shot stopped by Wick. Close the 5-hole. Puck is behind the net. Cleared by NBA. Icing waved off as it's deep in the Pope zone. Cleared out by the Knights. Jacob Sullivan leaving it for Jack Davis in the NBA zone, and his shot missed the net from the slot. Actually, no. They posted up on the board. Wick must have gotten a piece of it. Puck trickling all the way back in the Pope zone, tracked down by Carter Morrison. Passing up the far side to Clay Roach. Roach again with the only goal of the game. Steps into the NBA zone, left wing side. Near the boards, wanted to pass off to Morrison, who sends it into the left wing corner. Puck coming around the boards to the near side and out at center. Nick Gentile with it for the Knights. Passing ahead to Jacob Sullivan. Sullivan. Left wing side of the NBA zone. Had the puck poked off his stick as he was trying to cross over to the right wing. Carter Morrison brings it back in. Sends it deep behind the net. Puck behind the net. Coming out to the far side, Trace Graham. Had it taken away. Isaac Rice passing it down the wall. Here is Herlitzka. Passing to the near side, and it went off the boards and out. He was trying to get it. I don't know if Alex Dubé got a piece of it to get it out or if it just went through his legs, but it goes all the way back into the Pope zone. Brought out by the Knights. And now Isaac Rice, left wing side of the NBA zone, stops in the circle, trying to put it in front, but unable to get a stick on it was Cash Branyan. Puck in the left wing corner. Put out in front by Trace Graham. Cash Branyan with it. And a shot is stopped, and then the rebound try from Isaac Rice turned away by Wick as well. The initial shot came from Nick Pellegrino. Final minute of the first now. I guess that backhanded rebound try from Rice missed because they haven't put it up on the board as NBA iced the puck with 47.9 seconds left in the first. Still 1-0 Pope. Draws to the right of Wick. Won by NBA. Cooper Green banking the puck off the near boards back into the Pope zone for an icing. He was trying to get a breakout pass for Lee Guy, and Guy was in behind the D, but Green banked it a little too hard. Draw going to be to the right of Wick. One by Pope and a shot turned away by Wick. That shot coming from Isaac Rice. And the puck passed out to center. Pope still with it, excuse me. That's sent back into the NBA zone by Nick Pellegrino. Cooper Green carries it out, sends it into the Pope zone, trying to catch up to it on the right wing side. Gets up a shot that was turned away by Anthony Pellegrino. Puck going up the boards over the net, got knocked loose. Net got dislodged, and the clock stops with just 9/10 of a second left in the period. Still 1-0 Pope. Draw going to be to Anthony Pellegrino's left. One by Pope, and that is it for the first. So Clay Roach, just a minute and 42 seconds into the game, scoring from in tight. And Pope Prep-CPA-GCA have a 1-0 lead on NBA at the end of one. So this game feeling like the one on October 17th where Pope had leads of 1-0 and 2-1 before NBA managed to come back and win 3-2 late. So we check and see if we have any more finals. No, not yet. The game between Indy and Station Camp should be getting underway over in Rink B by now, which means the game between Rutherford and Mount Juliet should be over. Whoop, I gotta update the game tracker, don't I? Anthony Pellegrino still in goal for Pope. Hunter Wick still in goal for NBA as we get ready to start this second period. NBA will move the puck from my left to right and Pope from my right to left. Draw one by Pope to start the period. Jacob Sullivan, right wing side of the NBA zone. A shot. Missed the net to the left of Wick, who stuck out the stick to make sure it was going past. Net sort of out of position, but the official will fix it without blowing the whistle. Puck back deep in the Pope zone. Jack Davis with it. Passes over. Carter Morrison, who brings it back in the NBA zone, right wing side, splitting D to the net, and he shoots it over the net right when he got in tight. Maneuvered around the defenders, got right to the front of the net and flicked it over. That brings the first whistle of the period after just 35 seconds. Well, because Morrison shot it out of play, draw's going to be outside the NBA zone on the dot across from the Pope bench in front of the bleachers. Puck in the NBA zone, controlled by the Big Red. Knocked off the stick of Brandon Fremgen briefly. And cleared out by Eli Stark. Lee Guy chasing after it in the Pope zone. Pokes it loose. Trey Wick trying to back it in front for Guy, but it misses him. Isaac Rice now passing ahead to Cash Branyan at center. Branyan back in the NBA zone. Forced to go or curl around at the goal line. Tried to center. It went off the stick of Clay Roach, who again has the only goal of the game. Now Isaac Rice at the right point. Moving down a bit. Passing across to Branyan left circle, who tried to go back up top to Nick Hollis, and it misses. Hollis goes all the way back into the Pope zone. Hollis tracks it down, beating Eli Stark to it. Now Nick Pellegrino. Over to Branyan. Branyan ahead to Isaac Rice, right wing side of the NBA zone. Rice in front of backhander, stopped by Wick. And now here's Trey Wick getting knocked over as he crosses the Pope blue line with a puck. Eli Stark with it in the slot, a shot stopped by Anthony Pellegrino. He put down the left leg pad. There's going to be a penalty against NBA, it looks like, as the puck flicked through the air and knocked away by Hunter Wick with his glove as it came down on goal. Cooper Green, pass ahead, intercepted. Actually, no, I guess it was a delayed offside against NBA because the official has his hand down. So there is no penalty coming up. Eric Hilberg now, right wing side of the NBA zone. Taking a shot off the right leg pad of Hunter Wick. Puck passed across Jack Davis. Sending it down the wall from the right point. Matt Moore trying to backhand it out. Held in at the right point by Morrison. Now Matt Moore, left wing side of the Pope zone. Puck knocked off his stick. And now a chance for Pope. Jacob Sullivan in the NBA zone to the front of the net. A shot stopped by Wick. Oh! And then Herlitzka went crashing into him. He backed into the net and knocked it loose. And the official says no goal. Wick just managed to keep it out. Jacob Sullivan, a glorious chance to make it 2-0 Pope. But Hunter Wick kept it out of the net. 10:49 to go in the second. Still 1-0 Knights. Draws to Wick's left. One by the Knights. Shot from Nick Pellegrino misses the net to the left of Wick. Knights and Hendersonville end in a 2-2 tie. Outlaws and Hendersonville end in a 2-2 tie. So the Outlaws still unbeaten in Phase 3. And again, we will bring you the Outlaws taking on Centennial on Wednesday night. Back here at Centennial on Rink A. Cooper Green passing ahead to Ethan Moore, who gets knocked down at center by Isaac Rice. Now Rice passing the puck ahead to Marshall McMurtry, who dumps it back in the NBA zone. Cooper Green now out on the far side. Carries it to center. Into the Pope zone. Right wing side, dropped it back. Lee Guy trying to center it, score! Going to the front of the net was Ethan Sides. I'm not sure if he got a touch. There was a Pope player hanging out in front. Sides the one going down the bench for the fist bump, so it must be his goal, no matter it's 1-1 with 9:50 to go in the second. Draw one by Pope, but then taken away by NBA and sent into the Pope zone. The Pope zone. Nick Gentile with it for the Knights. Backhanding it ahead. Was intercepted for a moment and then taken back by Pope, and a shot from Patrick Sullivan misses the net to the left of Wick. He intercepted a pass from Emmett Castile. Shot from the blue line misses to the left of Wick. Now in the left wing corner, Eric Kilberg passing out to Carter Morrison. Shot, stop, rebound, sitting in the crease. Leaks out back in front. Morrison, top of the left circle, shot blocked in front. Big rush by Pope. NBA still holding on here. Jack Davis passing down the slot, intercepted and cleared by Ethan Sides. This could be an icing against NBA, and it will be. 8:48 to go in the second. Game tied at 1. And Hunter Wick just withstood a big rush from Pope. Draw's going to be to his left. Draw one by NBA. They managed to get it out. Puck put out in front of the NBA net, and a one-timer turned away finally. Very nicely by Wick as he stuck out the left leg pad on Isaac Rice. Rice put it in front for Cash Brannion, who sends it across the front of the net. Puck put out in front. Clay Roach had it rolling in the crease. Now it's behind the net. Passed out to the right point, Pellegrino. Passing it down the wall. Cash Brannion. It ends up being taken and cleared by NBA. Puck fired back into the NBA zone by Pope. Brandon Fremgen with it. Passing ahead to Cooper Green, who passes up the far wall to Lee Guy, who deflects the puck back into the Pope zone. Oh, we got a hit. We had a hit in the far boards. It's drawn a penalty against NBA, it looks like. Puck touched up by Cam Kinzer. That's going to result in the very first penalty of the game. Roughing against Matt Moore. So Pope Prep CPA-GCA to the power play. Game tied at 1. 7:05 to go in the second. Again, it's the first penalty of the game, so Pope getting the first man advantage. Draw to the right of Hunter Wick. It's won by NBA. Cleared down ice by Cooper Green. Nick Hollis going to the front of the NBA net, and he backhands it wide. Now Patrick Sullivan on the left wing with a shot that was stopped, and then the backhander sent wide from in front by Eric Kilberg. Correction, it is Jacob Sullivan. Patrick Sullivan no longer on the team. There was a Patrick Sullivan playing for Pope recently, but he's graduated. Isaac Rice out above the left circle, passing to the right wing side. Cash Branian, who brings it into the right circle, and his shot stopped and covered up by Wick. 67 seconds to go on the power play. 6:12 to go in the second. Game still tied at 1. Draw going to be to the left of Wick. NBA win it. They try and clear. Lee Guy brings it out. Minute left in the power play for Pope. Here's Lee Guy, a shot. And getting a piece of it was Anthony Pellegrino as it went past the net. Lee Guy, who has been the guy on offense for NBA this season. 25 points, 18 of them goals. Actually, no, he has 26 because he and an assist and Ethan Sides goal earlier in this period that's tied the game at 1. But 18 of his points are goals. Puck back in the NBA zone. 30 seconds left in the power play for Pope. Michael Datillo trying to clear it out. Held in on the left wing side by Nick Hollis. Pass across, went through the legs of Jack Davis, who managed to get the puck away from Lee Guy. But now Guy has it again. Brings it into the Pope zone. A shot kicked away by Pellegrino with a right leg pad. Here's Clay Roach. Dropping it back. Penalty time against NBA is up. They're back at even strength. As Ed Herlitzka clears the puck out of his zone deep, icing waved off. Since it went through a crowd on its way down. Normally at that point, the ice, you can ice the puck without getting called for it card is revoked from the team that's killing, as a shot from an odd angle is stopped by Hunter Wick, and he's got it under him in the crease. Jack Davis shooting from the goal line to the left of the net. .441 to go in the second period. Game tied at 1. Draw's going to be to Wick's left. Draws one by NBA, whipped around the boards. And out. Pope controlling. Patrick McCarthy dumbing it back into the NBA zone. Picked up deep by Ed Herlitzka. Passed ahead to Ethan Sides. Puck back in the Pope zone, going towards the front of the net. Taken by Carter Morrison. Passes across to McCarthy. McCarthy pushes it into the NBA zone despite getting knocked down by Cooper Green. Green clearing it out. And we get a whistle as the puck is brought back into the NBA zone, offside by Pope. Isaac Rice had not cleared the zone while Cash Brandon was trying to bring the puck back in. 4:02 to go in the second. Game still tied at 1. Draw going to be on the dot across from the Pope bench, in front of the bleachers. Draw one by NBA. Turned over to Pope. They have it in the NBA zone on the left wing side. It's going to the inboards. Eric Kilberg falls over. Now Kilberg back in his skates. Pushing the puck into the left wing corner. Picked up by Brandon Frimgen, but he's pushed into the boards. Jacob Sullivan now getting it over to the right point for Nick Pellegrino. Pellegrino passing it down the wall. Sullivan behind the net. Coming out to the left circle. Turns the puck over to Matt Moore. And it is cleared out by Eli Stark. Puck back in the Pope zone at the inboards. Shot from the right wing boards by Matt Moore is blocked. Moore trying to put it out in front. Getting knocked down was Edwin Bass. Now the puck back in the NBA zone. Carry to the right wing side, and a shot blocked by shot from Jack Davis blocked. Puck passed up to the left point. Nick Gentile, a shot, hit the stick of Eli Stark. Now a shot from Carter Morrison from out top, misses the net to the right of Hunter Wick. And we're going to have a penalty as Jacob Sullivan knocks over Brandon Fremgen. So an elbowing call against Sullivan. NBA have got their first power play of the game. Game tied at 1, 2:35 to go in the second. Draw to the right of Anthony Pellegrino. Won by NBA. Cooper Green, right point. Taking a shot, hit a man in front. Puck put out in front. Lee Guy, a one-timer stopped by Pellegrino. Point rebound cleared away. Now the puck back in the NBA zone, controlled by Pope. And a shot from Isaac Rice knocked down by the glove of Hunter Wick. Now Cooper Green back in the Pope zone on the right wing side. Passing it down the wall to the left wing corner. Now Pope trying to clear it out. Taken back by Green. Left circle shot kicked away by Pellegrino. And then we get a whistle because an NBA player had gone to the front of the net, and he and Pellegrino collided, and they both went down and knocked the net out of position. They're both all right. 63 seconds left in the power play. Minute 39 to go in the second. Game still tied at 1. Draw is going to be to the right of Pellegrino. Draw one by Pope. They managed to get it out. Under a minute left in the power play for the Big Red. Lee Guy passing up the near side. Trace Graham takes a bump from Eric Kilberg. Lee Guy grabs the puck, brings it back into the Pope zone on the right wing side. Trying to put it in front for Graham. He scores the backhander. Graham from the right circle backhands the puck into the bottom corner on the right-hand side of the net to convert the power play and give NBA their first lead of the game, and it's 2-1 Big Red with 80 seconds to go in the second. Draw one by Pope. Puck brought into the NBA zone. Taken away. Up was held into the right point and a shot blocked. Puck coming over to the left wing side now. Here's Nick Hollis trying to get it to the front of the net. It was deflected. Goes over to the far boards. We're inside the final minute of the second now. Here's Michael Datillo. Passing at Eli Stark, who clears. Here's Trey Wick now in the Pope zone. Passing across. Alex Dubé, a shot. Is turned into the netting above the glass by Anthony Pellegrino. 37.4 seconds to go in the second. 2-1 NBA. Draws to Pellegrino's right. One by Pope, turned over to NBA, and a shot went past the net. 30 seconds to go in the second. Cash Branyan almost got the puck away from Brandon Fremgen. Here's Clay Roach, right wing side of the NBA zone, taking a shot kicked away by Hunter Wick with a right leg pad. Isaac Rice now. Driving it back to the inboards. Puck over on the far side. Puck pinned up against the right wing corner boards. It's going to be it for the second, where NBA take the lead. Ethan Sides tied the game near the midway point of the second, and then late in the second, a power play goal for Trace Graham. And NBA exit the second period with a 2-1 lead over Pope Prep-CPA-GCA. So Mount Juliet beat Pope, but Ray Balls isn't exactly sure of what the final score was. Third period about to begin. Hunter Wick and Anthony Pellegrino still in goal for the respective teams. Pope will move the puck from my left to right, and NBA from my right to left. Pope will win the draw, but turn it over to NBA. NBA inside their own zone with the puck. Now it's in the Pope zone. Lee Guy on the left wing side, passing across, but deflected away from Alex Dubé by Isaac Rice. Isaac Rice on the left wing, behind the net. And now Alex Dubé carrying it through center. Puck knocked off his stick. And looks like we're going to have a penalty against NBA. Lee Guy going to the box for slashing. So Pope to the power play with 13:09 to go, trailing 2-1. And Pope scored to tie the game. I didn't see who it was, unfortunately. It's like it's Clay Roach leading the fist bump parade. No, it's Carter Morrison. So they convert the power play after just 11 seconds of it, so it's 2-2 with 12:58 to go. Sorry about that, folks. Draw one by Pope. They get it into the NBA zone. Ed Herlitzka behind the net. Trying to clear. Morrison holding it into the right point, sending it back down deep. Michael DiTillo sending it around the boards and down, and this will be an icing. Draws to the right of Hunter Wick. One by Pope. Shot hit Wick and went out of play. Puck was shot from the left wing boards. Left half wall, looks like it was Jacob Sullivan. 12:29 to go, game tied at 2. Puck out at center, Carter Morrison with it for the Knights. Passing across to Nick Gentile. Back over to Morrison. Wanted to pass ahead, but he put it into the skates of Lucas Tarquin. The puck still went through center. It's been sent back into the Pope zone. Nick Gentile with it. Leaves it for Morrison. Passes across to Gentile. Flicked ahead. And now here is Jacob Sullivan, left wing side of the NBA zone, pushed into the board. Still fighting for the puck. He has it near the blue line. Sends it into the right wing corner. But it's going to be cleared out for an icing by Ed Herlitzka. 11:41 to go, still 2-2. So Pope, if this game ends in a tie, Pope are out of the GNASH Cup fight. Draw to the left of Wick. One by NBA, cleared out. Chance for Lee Guy. Right in front, shot, score! Oh! Cooper Green from his own goal line. Passing it down ice into the Pope zone. Lee Guy got in behind everybody. He didn't even possess the puck. He just shot it into the back of the net. And NBA go back ahead 3-2 with 11:32 to go. Oh, and Lee Guy with a steal back in the Pope zone. A shot just missed the net to the left of Pellegrino. Puck back in the NBA end. Held in at the left point. Pass, shot into the right wing corner. Here's Brandon Fremgen. Puck put out in front. Oh, and looks like it hit off Clay Roach's skate and just went over the. Puck back in the Pope end. Passed up the near side. Cash Branyan chasing it back into the NBA zone. He almost had it. Now Fremgen. Across to Eli Stark, who takes a bump. Branyan. Now Isaac Rice. Back in the NBA zone, left wing side. Put the puck in front. Oh! And Eric Kilberg looked like he sent it past the net from point blank range. Puck back in the Pope end. Picked by Nick Gentile. Flicked up the far boards. Sent back into the NBA zone. Puck sent back into the NBA zone. Here's Cooper Green. Passing it over to Edwin Bass, who ends up deflecting it out of play. 9:30 to go, still 3-2 NBA. Draws on the dot right in front of the NBA bench. One by the Knights. Carter Morrison passing it over to Eric Kilberg, who gives it off to Jack Davis. Davis tried to go to the front of the NBA net, and I'm not sure if he lost the puck or if Michael Datillo just played brilliant back checking and knocked the puck away from him. Pope still with it, though. Carter Morrison across to Davis. Davis, a shot. Oh! Hit the stick of Cam Kinzer. Came right down right at the crease, and Hunter Wickett had knocked it down in cover. Draw to the left of Wick. Won by NBA, cleared down ice for an icing. 8:52 to go, still 3-2, Big Red. Oh, and Lee Guy with a steal right at the Pope blue line, but it's taken away from him by Carter Morrison. Now back the other way goes Isaac Rice, left wing side of the NBA zone. A shot deflected into the netting above the glass by an NBA stick. Draw's going to be to the right of Wick. Here's Cooper Green carrying the puck to center, but he had it poked away by Isaac Rice, but the puck taken back by NBA. They've got it in the Pope zone. Ed Herlitzka shooting it down the left wing side for Trace Graham, sending it back up top. Herlitzka left point. Slap shot hit the skates of Isaac Rice. Comes right back to Herlitzka. Moves down the slide. A shot. Oh, and Pellegrino turned it away. Puck up against the far boards. Here's Trace Graham trying to get it over to Guy, and the puck goes all the way back to the near boards. Isaac Rice, I guess, broke his stick because he doesn't have one. They're trying to get him to go to the bench to grab one. Here's Lee Guy dropping the puck behind the net for Matt Moore. Moore putting it in front. Oh, and Trace Graham just flicked it past the net to the left of Pellegrino. Graham passing down. Guy, a shot. Oh, went through the legs of Pellegrino. Rolled across the front of the goal line and out. Herlitzka left point with a shot kicked away by Pellegrino with a left leg pad. Here's a one-timer from the right wing, right half wall turned away by Pellegrino. And Pope making some changes. Cooper Green moving back through center, right wing side of the Pope zone. Curls around. Oh, lost the puck. Oh, he gets it back. Now Eli Stark with a shot that hit some skates and went into the left wing corner. Wasn't a very hard shot either. Carter Morrison passing across to Jacob Sullivan, who brings the puck back into the NBA zone. His shot blocked, and then Morrison whiffs on a one-timer, tries. The puck came his way. Sullivan comes out in front, lost the puck. Held into the blue line and sent back, or what? Not sent deep, sent over to the near boards by Jack Davis. Now the puck out at center. Now Carter Morrison. Far side, brings the puck back into the NBA zone, drops it back. Jacob Sullivan, slap shot, gloved and held on to by Hunter Wick. 6:07 to go. Still 3-2 NBA. Draw to the right of Wick, won by Pope, and a slap shot from Carter Morrison at the center point, kicked away by the right leg pad of Wick. Trying to get it back up top to Morrison, but it's stolen by NBA. However, Pope keep it in the zone. Puck behind the net. Put out in front, but it misses everybody and goes out to center. Here is Morrison. Passing to his left, and Jack Davis on the far side. It goes back across to Morrison. Morrison. Lost the puck, but it's still in the zone. Oh, it just leaks out to center on the far side. Emmett Castile. Now pass to the far side by Caleb Kirkland, looking for Ethan Sides. Pope with it. Trying to clear it out, but it's sent back down low from the left point by Emmett Castile. Here's Isaac Rice, left wing side of the NBA zone. Passing to the slot. Cash Branyan shot deflected past the net by a stick. An NBA stick. Cooper Green out at center. Into the Pope zone on the left wing side. Turns his back to the net. Passes over to the right wing. And a shot from Matt Moore turned away by Pellegrino. Now Eli Stark. No correction. It's Ethan Moore trying to come out in front. He lost the puck. Now Cash Branyan with it at center. Matt Moore brings the puck back into the Pope zone on the left wing side. Puck put out in front by Lucas Tarquin. Now Tarquin a shot that hit the shins of Ethan Moore and went past the net. Pope get it out. Cash Branyan flinging it back into the NBA zone, trying to beat Brandon Fremgen to it. Fremgen stood in front of him, took a hit, got back to his skates, and helps to try and get it out, but it's intercepted. Jacob Sullivan has to go below the goal line. He wanted to center it for Branyan. Puck now in the right wing corner, big battle for it. And now a shot from the right circle, and Jacob Sullivan misses the net. NBA managed to clear it. They backhand it down ice. Oh, and it didn't go past the goal line. It hit the post to the right of Anthony Pellegrino as he was back deep in the net trying to keep that thing out. They put the shot up on the board, but I don't think it hit any part of him. I think it hit the post to his right. As Hunter Wick makes a glove save at the other end, 2:39 to go, still 3-2 NBA. You wonder at what point are Pope going to call a timeout, maybe. Draw to the right of Wick, won by Pope, but turned over to the Big Red. Here is Cooper Green. Green into the Pope zone, pushed off the puck. Nick Gentile putting it behind the net. Carter Morrison with it now for Pope. Trying to pass up the far side, and it's picked up by NBA and sent back into the Pope zone. Morrison with it, however. Passing ahead. Jacob Sullivan, left wing side of the NBA zone. He got tripped from behind by Alex Dubé, who's going to go to the box for it. Wonder if Pope will burn their timeout here. There are 2 minutes left. Pope about to return to the power play down 3-2 as Dubé goes to the box. And it is indeed for tripping. Pope are going to hold on to the timeout here. As he looks down and Anthony Pellegrino and says, on me, draw to the right of Wick. Justin Clark standing on the bench. One by Pope. Here's Cash Branyan, a shot. Oh, just missed the net to the left of Wick. Pellegrino hanging out of the crease. A shot from Morrison, stopped by Wick. Now they're calling him to the bench for the extra attacker, so the net empty for Pope. Isaac Rice passing across. Branyan try to put it in front, and NBA clear it down ice. Icing waved off because the puck slowed way down, picked up by Isaac Rice. Jacob Sullivan, right wing side of the NBA zone. Around the back of the net. Passing it out to the left circle. Now Branyan across from Isaac Rice. Gets it back over to the left circle. Jacob Sullivan, shot stopped by Wick, who covers. 63 seconds left of the power play. 64 seconds to go in the game. 3-2 NBA. And Pope are going to use their timeout. So they have had an empty net since about a minute 50 to go. Lee Guy with what stands to be the game winner here. Late in this one. Mount Juliet Green Lebanon beat Rutherford Rampage 6-0. So ever since that tie with NBA back in November 30th, Rutherford have lost 3 in a row. And they might well end up being the 8th seed for the Predators Cup. Timeout done. Draw is going to be to the right of Hunter Wick. One by Pope. Minute left in the power play. Now a minute left in the game. Again, Pope with the net empty. And we get a whistle for what? Guess the puck maybe touched the netting above the glass. 50 seconds to go. Draw to the right of Wick again. One by Pope. A shot from Isaac Rice blocked. Passed over, and a one-timer from Jacob Sullivan misses the net. Held in on the right wing side. Branyan back across. And we get another whistle because the net's been knocked out of position. 33 seconds left in the power play. 34.6 seconds left in the game. 3-2 NBA. Draw to the right of Wick again. And now NBA are going to use their timeout. Pope's had the net empty for about the last minute 45 or so. Well, not the last minute 45. They pulled Anthony Pellegrino with about a minute 45 to go. Play was in progress, so I'm not exactly sure when. But again, if this result holds, or even if Pope managed to tie it up, and this game ends in a tie, Pope will be out of the GNASH Cup race. Timeout done. Draw to the right of Wick. Both teams have used their timeouts, so no more stoppages from here unless it's the teams doing it themselves. Pope win the draw. 30 seconds left of the power play. Now 30 seconds to go in the game. Cash Brannion, right point, a shot. Oh, deflected by a stick. Puck in the left wing corner. Isaac Rice, left point. Pass across, Brannion, right circle. Shot blocked by a diving NBA player. And now cleared down ice by Cooper Green. No icing because NBA are shorthanded. Stretch pass back to the NBA blue line, deflected into the zone, but time's going to run out, and NBA are going to win this one 3-2, and Pope Prep-CPA-GCA are out of the GNASH Cup race. It's down to NBA, Ravenwood, and Brentwood for the regular season title. Another great game between these two, and once again, it's Lee Guy with the winner. Although it was much earlier here in the third than it was the last time these two teams played each other. NBA win 3-2. And the Big Red, who started phase 3 with a tie against Rutherford, or a tie to Rutherford, or a tie with Rutherford, and a loss to Mount Juliet, have now won 2 in a row. So the wacky scenario of Pope winning the GNASH Cup, but somehow still not being the 1 seed for the Preds Cup because we use different rules to crown the GNASH Cup winner and the 1 seed for the Preds Cup, is not going to happen. That wacky scenario is dead. RIP that scenario. Let me go check the score sheet. So the goals from Pope, Clay Roach and Carter Morrison. The goals from NBA, Ethan Sides, Trace Graham, Lee Guy. We're going to give Lee Guy player of the game for having the game winner, as he once again breaks Pope hearts, although it didn't come as late as the goal in October, but it was Lee Guy beating Pope again. So we still have 2 games going on tonight. We've got Nolensville, Innsworth Lipscomb taking on USN. See if we can get an update on that one. We've also got Indy taking on Station Camp over on Rink B. No update so far. So, 5 of tonight's games are in the books. Centennial beating Summit Page 3-2. Ravenwood and Franklin BGA ending in a 3-3 tie. Hendersonville beats the Outlaws ending in a 2-2 tie. Mount Juliet Green Hill Lebanon beating Rutherford Rampage 6-0. And now MBA beating Pope Prep-CPA-GCA 3-2. So here are the standings. The Phase 3 standings with those games in the books. Brentwood leading Tier 1 at 3-0. Ravenwood at 2-1-1. Mount Juliet Green 11 actually go ahead of Ravenwood. They're now at 3-2. MBA now go ahead of Pope Prep-CPA-GCA. They're now 2-1-1. Pope Prep-CPA-GCA fall to 2-3. Franklin BGA now 1-1-1. Father Ryan at 1-3. The Irish will not resume play until next week, and the Rutherford Rampage now 0-3-1. On to Tier 2. Centennial leading at 3-1. The Outlaws now 2-0-1 along with Nolensville, Ensworth, Lipscomb. Summit Page now 2-2-1, I think. USNBA Nashville Christian at 2-1. Hendersonville Beach now 2-2-1. So they should go ahead of USNBA Nashville Christian. Yeah. They joined that group with 5 points. Independence 0-3. Station Camp Liberty Creek 0-4. Let's move on to the GNASH Cup standings. Brentwood leading at 8-1-1 with 18 points. 17 points. Ravenwood tied on points at 8-2-1. But remember, Brentwood beat Ravenwood back on Halloween, and they haven't played each other for a second time yet. So Brentwood leading Ravenwood on the head-to-head. NBA, actually, all three teams at the top now have 17 points. NBA also with 17 points now. They are 8-2-1. Pope Prep-CPA-GCA now 6-5-1, again out of the hunt. Mount Juliet Green 11-5, 6-1, but again, they've been knocked out of the hunt for a month. Franklin BGA now 2-5-3. They too are out of the hunt. Have been for a month. Schedule for Wednesday night. 4 games as usual. 7:10 here on Rink A at Centennial to be Tennessee Outlaws taking on Centennial. We'll have that game for you. 7:05 pregame for a 7:10 face-off. 8 o'clock over on Rink 2 in Bellevue. Mount Juliet Green 11 and taking on Brentwood as the Bruins finally get going again after the holiday break. It is senior night for Brentwood. 8:30 over on Rink B here at Centennial. NBA against Franklin BGA. And then 8:40 here on Rink A at Centennial. USNBA Nashville Christian taking on Station Camp Liberty Creek. It'll be senior night for USN. And again, if Station Camp Liberty Creek lose tonight to Independence and then lose Wednesday night to USN, Station Camp Liberty Creek will be the 8th seed for the Henry Hine Cup. So we'll see how that unfolds. All right, that is it for us this evening. Nice to be back at the rink after the holiday break as we are truly winding down the 2022-2023 GNASH regular season. We're only going to have 23 games left in the regular season after tonight's play is done. It's flying by. Our final score tonight, NBA 3, Pope Prep-CPA-GCA 2. Pope out of the GNASH Cup hunt. It is now just Brentwood, Ravenwood, and NBA for the regular season championship. I'm Michael Hackney. Thank you all so much for listening, and we'll talk to you again on Wednesday night for the Outlaws in Centennial, right back here on Centennial Rink A. Good night, everybody, from the west end of Nashville.